Hello coolers, welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barca, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Bernardo Silva, as it has been reported that Manchester City are ready to listen to offers for the €100 million rated midfielder that Barcelona are prioritizing. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Martin Mendy, as it has been reported that Xavi wants Barcelona to start negotiations to sign the La Liga midfielder amid renewal talks. So guys, before we get right into the story in full, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel so that you always stay up to date. Give the video a like and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona have received a major boost in their pursuit for Bernardo Silva, as Manchester City would be willing to listen to offers in excess of £80 million, that is €89 million, for their midfielder Bernardo Silva if he expresses a desire to leave next summer. This claim comes from Jack Gogan of Daily Mail, who states that the Premier League champions are set to hold crunch talks with the Portuguese international with regards to his future imminently. Silva's future had been a much discussed topic during the last two summer transfer windows, as the midfielder had expressed a desire to leave the club on both occasions. And Barcelona were keen on signing the 28-year-old at both times, but a move did not materialize due to various factors. However, Barcelona are once again planning to move for Silva next year, and they are determined to land him, as Xavi believes he needs the former AS Monaco ace as the final piece of his puzzle in midfield. Amidst all this, Man City are keen on holding talks with Silva to understand if he plans on attempting to leave the Etihad Stadium again next summer. Ideally, the Mancunian outfit and manager Pep Guardiola would want him to remain in the club. However, if the versatile midfielder, who still has over 2 years left on his contract, wishes to leave, the Premier League bigwigs will not stand in his way. In fact, the report states that they would be willing to entertain offers of over £80 million, that is €89 million, for the 28-year-old. Talks between Silva and Manchester City are expected to take place over the next few months, as Man City aim to get an indication of where the midfielder stands with regards to his future and plan his transfer strategy accordingly. Barcelona, for their part, remain intent on Silva, and with the midfielder also seemingly keen on the move, there is a good chance that Barca might be third time lucky in their pursuit. So we can see that from all indications, Barca are not willing to give up anytime soon for Bernardo Silva. Of course, the whole of last summer, the transfer summer that just passed, Barca were strongly linked with Silva, and coincidentally, Silva is also much open to a move to Barca, as he have always been dreaming of playing for Barcelona. But that move did not go through because of reasons that we all know. Barcelona's financial issues, because we bought already quality players, and we have spent a lot, sell the economic levers, and there was no finance at that time for us to heavily finance that for Bernardo Silva. And another great factor was the timing, because Barca were trying to make as if they want to go for the last day to buy the player, but City could not accept that, because City knew very well that had it been Barca came earlier with the money up front, maybe the deal could have gone through. But coming on the deadline day, maybe to try and see if it's possible, City have no time to look for a replacement on that deadline day. So it was an impossible task for City to do. But still yet, Barca still believe that next summer Silva will come and join the Camp Nou. Xavi likes the player a lot, Laporta likes the player a lot. They see him as the next big thing in the Barca midfield. Of course, we know that Silva coming will definitely affect some of our midfields like Frankie de Jong, players like Gavi. There are some players that will really suffer game time and, of course, their career as well. So as it stands right now, it has been reported that City is very, very open to offers for Bernardo Silva. And if Barca can bring £80 million, that's where they can start talking. So I don't know if that price is much. I don't think Barca will accept to pay such an amount for Bernardo Silva. £80 million, which is equivalent to €89 million. That's really, 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 really huge, right? So let's see actually what Barca will decide let's see. But the good news is City have already accepted the fact that Bernardo Silva is on the Barca move. He wants to leave the club. He was not too happy when the move did not materialize last summer because he might think that Barca might go and never come back for him again. But fortunately for Bernardo Silva, Barca are still very much interested, and they believe that the next time we go strongly for him, he must come to the Camp Nou. So another busy summer lie ahead of us, talking about the summer of 2023, where we are going to still make some very good signings, and Bernardo Silva will be one of the focal points. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, as per a report from 11TV3, Xavi Hernandez has requested Barcelona to immediately start negotiations to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad amid speculations about him penning a new deal with the club. Barca are on the lookout for a long-term replacement for Sergio Busquets, who will be out of contract with the club at the end of the season, and the Blaugrana have zeroed in on Zubimendi as their ideal choice to take over from their captain, with Xavi giving his seal of approval as well. While Barcelona are planning a move for the 23-year-old midfielder, Real Sociedad have been trying to secure his long-term future by handing him a new contract. Indeed, talks are already believed to be on the way over a new deal, which would tie him down to La Real until 2027, while they also plan to increase his salary clause amount from 60 million euros to 90 million euros. Alerted by this development, Xavi has reportedly urged Barcelona now to, begin negotiations to sign the Basque midfielder next summer. Zubimendi has grown into prominence over the past couple of years and has displayed the necessary qualities which have convinced Xavi Hernandez that he could be the next right player to replace Busquets as Barcelona's pivot midfielder for next year. But the Catalans' pursuit for the Spanish midfielder, would get difficult if he were to sign a new contract with the Sociedad, especially if they are planning to hike up his release clause to 90 million euros. It should therefore not come as a surprise that Xavi pushing Barcelona to intimate talks over a move for Zubimendi at the earliest, as he wishes to land the 23-year-old midfielder before the next season starts. Martin Zubimendi have been one of the most talked about players linked with Barca these past few days, as Barca see him as the ideal replacement for captain Sergio Busquets, who is very much likely to leave Barca at the end of this season when his contract expires. So it's going to be interesting to see how Barcelona go about this when it comes to replacing Busquets for the long term. We might have the Frankie de Jongs, we might have Franquissie, but it seems as though Barca don't have any plan for those players as a replacement for Busquets, because Barca have this issue of their philosophy, and they know that a player like Busquets is difficult to see. And Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad have the same kind of qualities, the same kind of playing style as Busquets in that DM role, and that's what Barca wants to improve and to follow their philosophy. Because if you want to put somebody like Frankie de Jong is a DM, we all know that, by trade, but he has different methods, he has a different way of playing from Busquets. So I think that's why Xavi is trying to push hard for Barca to go for Zubimendi, because Zubimendi have those characteristics of Busquets as well. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.